All right, particularly while we're talking about multi-cameras, let's quickly talk about proxies. Now, proxies are a way of using smaller files while you're editing, while keeping your large files somewhere else. It means that when you're editing and you're quickly scrubbing through stuff, you don't need to see the high quality version. You can have a lower quality version that you can then scrub through really quickly. Now, scrubbing really quickly also helps if it's on your local hard drive of your PC and not on an external hard drive. When you've got video on an external hard drive, it's a much slower connection to the files, so the computer will struggle with it. So what I tend to do is I keep my original files on the external hard drive, and then I create proxies that are stored on the PC, on the Mac. And that way I can scrub through things super fast. So particularly I've got two cameras running at 4K and I'm trying to scrub through both those vision. And that's a lot for the computer to do, which if it was on the internal hard drive wouldn't be a problem, but because it's on an external hard drive, it slows it down. The computer's plenty capable of running, 5, 6, 10 4K visions in a multi-camera if it was all on the hard drive, but the hard drive's only 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte fills up very bloody quickly. So I keep all the footage on the external hard drive and then use a smaller proxy file. Second part of that is the vision that comes out of a GoPro is compressed into H.265, and that format is actually really hard to scrub through because that compressed format needs to be able to read the frames before the frame it's showing you to know what's changed. In the way that it works, you can sort of learn a bit more about H.265, having a read of it, but it kind of needs to flow through, otherwise it doesn't work properly. So that way with when you're using raw footage like ProRes, it doesn't matter what frames are either side of it. The current frame has all the information in it. So that way you can scrub really quickly around. So that's the other reason why using proxies on GoPro Vision particularly is a lot easier, because of the vision being, coming out of the camera already compressed. Much easier to use proxies because of those couple of reasons. Downside of using proxies is that it takes a little time for them to generate. Now in here I've already got, in my settings, I've set my proxy resolution and where the proxy is going to be stored. Now that's just already set. It's my default in the preferences, so that's already in there each time, but it stores all of those on the hard drive. So that's my local hard drive. So that's already set, and then I've set my resolution to half the size. So it'll make a 2K version, and it'll use ProRes Proxy, which is a smaller quality version. So that'll be stored there. And then all I do then is select all the files in that video. In fact, you can select them, all from all the cameras, and then just select all the files and then go generate proxy media, and then kick that off and it'll come back half an hour later. I'll set that overnight and let that render.